Hello and welcome to the second round of the virtual V8 Supercars, and these are the highlights from Division 2 for this event. And the pole position was set by Ben Crooks, who won this race last year in Division 1, so shows that he's still got the speed around this circuit. He takes that pole position, as I say, ahead of Marco Felix on the front row. Second row is James Johnson and Edward van Velsen. Third row even is Ojala and Butcher. Fourth row, Mark Dean and Bruno Sousa Ferreira. And the fifth row, Nicola Morelli and Roy Schroten for the Optimum Motorsport Falcon. Great qualifying performance also from Van Velsen, who missed the first round but is here today and has qualified very high up the grid. He'll be looking to have a good race from there. Several drivers here last year who have been used to being front runners and are looking to move up from this division back into Division 1. Johnson, Butcher, Felix and Crooks among those. And away from the grid they go. It's a great start there from Felix. Oh, and it looks like Ojala and perhaps looks like Butcher going for the same piece of turf there. Looks like they both survived it, although Butcher is dropping back and he's way back down the field, it looks like. Back in the mid-pack, Ojala has got away with it. Now watching Wang and Johnson. Wang very, very fast on the grass entering turn 4. He's going to go wide. John's going to go up the inside now and take the high ground for turn 5. Oh, but contact between Wang and Johns. John spins out. Oh, that's costly for the Kiwi. Spins the car around, waits for him to go back through and rejoins at the tail end of the field. Now on board with Tommy Ojala, looking at Nicola Morelli for Dragonfly Racing. And NFS Scandinavia on board with, and Morelli's gone wide. Oh, a big wiggle as well. And on the grass still, Schroten's gone through also, so that's a costly error there for Nicolo. He's now under attack, it looks like, from Ferreira. Now here is Crooks and Johnson. These two were battling for the win last year in Division 1. In fact, Crooks finished first and Johnson finished second. And Crooks is making a mistake down at the bowl, down at Cold Corner. He's run wide and having to let Johnson through. Johnson has gone through. So that's Crooks back down to third. Felix is still leading. There is Van Velsen still in fourth. Now here's Palmer and Ferreira. Palmer had a torrid race at Melbourne. He's got Butcher right in behind him. Butcher diving down the inside of both of them. No, just down the inside of Palmer. Nice move there, but going to have a cutback now from Lee. He's timed that very well indeed. And he's going to have the inside for the first corner and surely the position. There is just no room around the outside on this particular corner, on this particular track. And it narrows on the exit as well. So Chris does the sensible thing and tucks in behind. Now we're going to take a lovely shot here of Rodriguez. There's Motteram ahead of him. In behind is Sovik. Rodriguez is going to try and look down the inside at Cold Corner. Slipping down the inside he goes. And goes wide, and Motteram does the cutback. Beautiful driving there from both of them. We've got Scanlan leading. Oh no! Contact between Rodriguez and Motteram, and Motteram somehow kept that out of the wall. That was a phenomenal recovery and didn't go back on the track either and get collected. That was a superb recovery from Jonathan Motteram. Unbelievable. You see him there, still recovering. But now there's Navarro ahead of Simmons and Rodriguez. Rodriguez down the inside of both of them. In fact, that's Hugo Gomes, should I say. Hugo Gomes in the similarly liveried car to his teammate Rodriguez. And now looking back, here's Johns going down the inside of Simmons as well. So Simmons is dropping positions hand over fist. And now Johns is trying to work on Navarro. Navarro shuts the door on the exit. Lap 4, last turn. Now Johns down the inside of Navarro later in the lap. Trying to squeeze down there. We see Gomes is working over Enderman ahead of him as well. John's not able to make that move stick. Navarro's left a space on the inside. Oh, contact. Contact there. Dived into the inside. And he's run wide and Navarro sweeps back through. Oh, Navarro loses it on the power. Goes onto the grass. And the American tucks back in behind. The American with Chilean heritage. Truly global sport, of course. Now here's Rodriguez. And Scanlan. Oh, Rodriguez and Scanlan. He can't fit two cars through there. And there's the proof. Scanlan off. Scanlan off. We do get a nice shot of his livery, of course. Painted by Andy Johns, his teammate. So both the 151 Motorsport drivers in trouble earlier in this race. And now here is Butcher. He's caught up to Ferreira. And he's got a wonderful overlap down towards the final corner. Just needs to brake at the same time as Ferreira and squeeze through. and he does so. So the THR red driver, teammate to William Levesque, goes up a position. Lap 8 of 61. Sovik, 14th. Sovik no longer 14th. Sovik now 15th, 16th, 17th. Still on the grass, 18th. One small mistake and 4 positions lost. Now here's the battle for the lead. Felix and Johnson, lap 10. There is Felix, ahead of Johnson. Johnson's got a good exit. Will Felix block? Hasn't quite got the overlap. Felix is just hugging the middle of the track a little bit. No, he's going to leave some room. He's leaving room. And Johnson is squeezing through. Number 12. Up out of the first turn. They come still side by side. Don't go side by side through here, guys. We've seen this before. It does not work. Remember Mark Scaife back in the 90s hitting that outside wall very, very hard indeed. As a result of going side by side through there. It's not advisable. Scanlan found out earlier in this race. Oh, and how close do you want it? Schroten and Butcher. Butcher getting the maximum amount of slipstream he could before slingshotting past Roy Schroten and taking 5th place. Now on board with Johns. And there's Rodriguez ahead and Gomes. Gomes is hit to the back. Oh, looks like Motteram to me. That Motteram, yes it is. No, it's not Motteram, sorry, I can't. It's actually Barankolov. Ruslan. The black and blue scheme. Fill me for a second. Oh, there you go. There's a nice shot of the name of the car. Johnson again side by side through here. At turn 5, again contact, but this time he's the one who gives the contact. And he's the one who's going to take advantage. Positions his car down the inside. Having a great battle, these drivers are. Now here's Butcher and Okerklint. After the pit stops, I'm presuming this is. It's down the inside. Inside goes Butcher of Okerklint. And takes the position. No, he does not take the position. Oh! Will he take the position? Because his mistake has disadvantaged Okerklint as well, but not quite enough. Butcher ranges back to the inside. Going to drive right around the outside at turn 1. Should not be alone that, Jonathan. And he doesn't. Keeps the THR driver out. Lap 19 of 61. Johnson leads. Felix into the pits. He's on a 2-stop strategy, of course. Oh, sliding into the pits. Oh, around he goes. He slid on the low grip surface, entering the pit lane. Very, very dusty and grimy there. And he's losing seconds and seconds and seconds. About 10 seconds he's lost there. And those are difficult to get back on this track. So Marco Felix's race has been harmed. Not destroyed, of course, as he was in a good position. But now it's Butcher and Okerklint again in battle at the final corner. And Okerklint is trying his darndest to keep Butcher in behind. Again takes the inside, but he's going to brake too early. Look, he's braking too early. Butcher brakes perfectly and cuts right around the inside as they lead Mark Dean also. Now here's Wang and Okerklint. Wang on board with him in 7th. Okerklint in 8th. Okerklint trying to get the power to the road. The 2 manga cars here in battle. Sweeps down the inside. Looks like Wang actually let Okerklint go. Indeed he did. Now here's Scanlan and Ojala. 13th and 14th. Of course, we've got the same scenarios we had in the first division, where drivers are on different strategies and mixed up with those drivers who were on 1-stop versus 2-stop. Ojala makes short work there of Scanlan. And now here's his teammate Johns under attack from Van Velsen. Slithering down the inside goes Edwards and takes the position. Now here's Crooks going to enter the pits. He's on a 1-stop strategy, it seems. There's Motteram entering ahead of him. Getting the car slowed down, make sure you don't speed in the pit lane. And Crooks has stopped. Crooks has stopped. I think Motteram is in his pit box, but he's stopped right in pit entrance. What is he doing? Well, now Motteram leaves the bay. Crooks gets going. So delay there for Ben Crooks. And in fact, he had to retire after that because Palmer came into the pits. This is a review later in the incident. Palmer came into the pits, made contact with him, and unfortunately Ben Crooks ran out of fuel while he was sat there waiting. So race over for Ben Crooks. It did not finish. And while discussing that, we saw Gomes make short work of Schroten. Now Van Velsen is leading the race. Johnson is in second, and Johnson's diving down the inside. Different strategies here. Oh, Van Velsen almost loses it. Almost loses it. Just about held on to that. Did well not to disappear into the infield. Now here's lap 40. Chris Butcher, Mark Dean, THR Red, XSG Motorsport 2. Two big organisations in this virtual V8 Supercars 2012 Championship. And Butcher gives the hip and shoulders to the XSG driver. And goes up another position. Now here's Ojala. Down the inside. Ooh, down the inside. Not only of Rodriguez, but spins around. His lovely little pirouette on the grass. Gets rejoined once again in a little gap in the traffic. Clint goes around the outside of him. And I think he takes the position. I'm not quite sure if Clint's actually lapped down or not on Ojala. But that's not helped Ojala's race either way. And indeed, Clint did take the position from Ojala, because Ojala's diving down the inside now to take the position. Oh, what a dive. From way back comes Tommy Ojala. Scandinavians battling it out, and Ojala came out on top. And his next target, or victim, whichever way you want to put it, is Churchio. Squeezing down the inside on the curbs. Churchio gives him some room. And away they both go. Now here's Felix, Gomes, Motteram, Scanlan. These drivers have been battling all race long. Contact! Oh, they're all round. Oh, they're all round. What happened there? That's Rodriguez, I think. Did he go by himself? Couldn't quite see if there was contact from that incident. Here's a replay of that. No, it's not a replay of that. In fact, it's just these drivers battling still. Motteram, Scanlan, and Gomes still absolutely locked in battle. There comes Sovik out of the pits, making a very late pit stop. Gomes trying to dive down the inside of Motteram. Scanlan trying to stay around the outside of Gomes. It's all very fraught indeed. Wasn't it these two made contact earlier in the race and Scanlan disappeared onto that grass over there on the left? I think it was. But now Ojala's also caught Schroten. So Ojala's managed to catch back up to that fourth place he once held. And Schroten squeezed him for all he was worth. And now Ojala's got a very narrow entry to the corner. There's Sovik off in the gravel again. Entering the pits. Now here's Ferreira and Butcher. And Butcher rides in behind the Portuguese driver. Down the inside he goes. Yes, job done. Now here's Johns and Clint. Oh, contact. Contact. Johns squeezes down the inside on the exit though. Van Velsen is hovering in behind these drivers. Something's happened to him because he was way up the field and Clint off. Definitely something has happened to Clint because off the track he goes. But the winner of the Division 2 race, James Johnson, second here last year in Division 1, so always going to be one of the favourites for this Division 2 win. And he takes that win, and that will see him jump back into Division 1 for the third race of the season at Adelaide. Here is confirmation of those results. Second place, Chris Butcher, a great fight back through the field. After that, start grid contact with Tommy Ojala, who finished in fourth. Great podium there from Bruno Sousa Ferreira. Fifth place, Rose Schroten. Sixth place was Andy John. Seventh place in the end was Edward Van Velsen. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that. Perhaps the strategy worked against him. Eighth place, Jonathan Ockerclinth. Ninth was Giuseppe Churchio. And rounded out the top 10 was the Kiwi for XSG Motorsport 2, Mark Dean. Don't forget to join us live on 26th of May for the live broadcast of Adelaide. We'll see you then.
GamePod, the ultimate race rig for those serious about sim racing. Puts you in the driver's seat with all the controls at your fingertips. Be number one on the road, in the race, in the game. GamePod, the choice of champions.